Okay, it says we are live. Let me see.
I wonder if this is how they feel on like the Today Show.
No, I know, right?
Three, two, one.
I don't even know how they do it. Being like, "Oh, you're live. Go report the news. Go report the weather." I'd be
Yeah,
crying myself to sleep.
same. Also, Hoda Kotb is like my favorite person on the planet.
I
So
actually knew someone when I went to fun fact before we get into it, when I went to FIT, which is a fashion school in New York City, she
Mhm.
was an intern for the Today Show under Hoda, and apparently she was very, very, very nice.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Excellent.
she like met her stylist or something like in a restaurant and got an internship. Don't you love when that happens?
Wow, that's so cool. Oh my
Yes,
God.
so
Okay.
that's nice things about the Today Show. From
That's good. And nice things about Hoda. If you would have told me that Hoda was not nice on this live, I would have fallen apart.
no, 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 no. They're nice. So yes.
Good.
All right. Hi everyone. Okay, I think whoever is rolling in is gonna roll in. We are live with Lyla, Miss Lyla Sage. Oh my gosh, I am so excited that I grabbed her ahead of a very special release in how many days? Don't tell me. I know when it comes out. If this the new, I have the indie version, obviously
Mhm.
done and dusted. The traditionally published re-release is out October. Is it 20 something? 23, 22, 24?
There you go. October 24th. Yes, comes out October 24th, which is literally 6 days away. And that's also when copy edits for Swift and Saddled are due. So lots of things going on in
I was
Lila Land this
gonna
week.
say, the thing is with Lyla, this is a great chat. This is a great time to talk to you because there's much to discuss because we have this book. We
Yes.
have the traditionally published version will have the
Hmm.
first chapter of the next book, which is
Correct.
Swift and Saddled. And then you're also currently writing the third book.
Correct. I'm copy editing book two, writing book three, and prepping the re-release for book one. So it's like
I
triple
don't even
duty over here.
don't know how you could possibly keep up with all of that. That's a lot of characters to think about at one time.
I girl bossed too close to the sun. I really did,
A
but
little bit, but at least this baby will be out in the world in 6 days, re-released. It's gonna be like the Tara DeWitt situation, like seeing Funny Feelings in the store, like seeing this in a store. Oh,
immediate tears. Somebody I get like booksellers who have they have it in their back room or it might be out somewhere already and I get pictures or emails or just really sweet messages that people have picked it up and I like cry every time. I don't think there has been a single day since June 6th, 2023, which is when Done and Dusted originally came out, that I haven't just like spontaneously burst into tears.
you know what? I feel like that's really valid. Like, I wanna burst into tears on behalf of some of you guys because, seeing your journeys is so wild, and I feel like it does happen, like, pretty fast. Like, these
Yeah.
things like, for you especially, I feel like like, my background with the book was I saw it floating around at the time before it came out. People were arc reading it. I saw the cover of this book and I was like, "What is that? I have to read it." I was literally like,
Yeah.
I saw cowboy romance and I was like, "We must say less." It's like, we must, in fact, not say anything more, except it's a cowboy romance with a beautiful cover. I love this cover. The vintage
Me
vibe,
too. Yeah.
sensation.
Thank you so much. I love the cover too.
It's one of my favorite covers, especially for a small town romance. It's gorgeous. So I saw the cover, and then I was a little late to the party. I had people telling me, messaging me like, Kelly, because I'm late to everything. They're like, Kelly, you haven't read Done and Dusted yet. Like, the
Same.
book is out, it was doing well. My friends were reading it, they were loving it. I was like, I'm coming. Actually, you know who I talked to? I talked to Logan at Book Bonanza, and she was talking to me about the Eternal Embers collab and how Done and Dusted was added to it. And
Yeah.
then she was like, Kelly, have you not read it yet? And I was like, no, I haven't. She's like, I think you'll really like it. And I was like, I know I'm going to read it. And then I read it and I loved it so, 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 so much. So
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for reading it. I'm still like that hasn't registered that, like, this book that I wrote, like, in the middle of the night in my bedroom, like, that it's just out there.
A lot of people have read it. A lot of my friends, I've actually like all of my good friends have read it and they love it and they talk about it all the time. They're obsessed. So
Okay, yeah, that's great.
I just like
But no, it's so great. I was so excited for Eternal Embers because I think Logan had read it pretty close to release day, and it was only a little bit after she read it that she like voice mode me, and she was like, "How would you feel?" And I was like, "I would feel great about that.
yeah,
I would
she's
feel amazing."
it was so cool. She was like, "Yeah, I read it and I added it last minute because it was only supposed to be like X books." And then I was like to the girls at Eternal Embers, and I was like, I can we get this book in? And I mean, the cover is gorgeous. Those boxes will be coming out soon. So I just need one more edition. Well, I'll have 3 editions of this now for my shelf. Indie version,
Excellent.
trad pub, and then special edition.
Love
So
that. I know. I will have to add it up here somewhere. It's super exciting, and I think it's also fun for Eternal Embers, right? Like to get like a cover that's different from the original because this is obviously very specific, very
mhm.
um, like it's illustrated, and to have a cover that's a little bit more maybe in line with what we see in a lot of indies is really exciting too. So it kind of hits like the
Yeah.
best of both worlds. But me and Logan were horse growing it up because there were a bunch of stock photos with English saddles, and we were like, no, you can't
That's
you
not
can't use an English saddle. So that was really, really fun, and I'm so excited about that. Ooh, yes, fun. Yes, okay, great.
I'm so excited. So, what we'll do is I first have some questions for Lila that I asked on my end over on my Instagram. And then once we're done with those, we can go over to the chat on the side. If anyone has any questions, I'll be able to pull them up on the screen and we can see. And like I said, there's so much to discuss. Like, I don't even
There's a
know
lot going on, yeah.
don't even know where to start. Like again, I don't even know how you're doing it because again, you're doing so many things right now. You're just being superwoman over there. So
If you could see my desk, I'm like full gremlin mode. I have like 18 beverages, a bag of Reese's peanut butter cups, and a
you barely
bag of
leave
Sour
the
Patch
house.
watermelon.
The sun it burns when you leave the house because you're just a
It's
little.
literally like I'm being such a gross little gremlin right now, trying to get all of this completed and done.
All right. So I guess we will just start with some questions. Oh, and by the way, I mean, I said I love Done and Dusted, but I'm serious. I literally gave it 5 stars. I read it in 2 days, which let me tell you, there was no audiobook at the time. Now there
Mhm.
is an audiobook. I'm quite a slow Kindle reader now. I used to be real fast physically and on my Kindle. Not I'm a little snail now. And for me to finish this book in 2 days is very impressive. So I remember
You
I
should
started
reread it when the audio comes out. Make sure to ask me about the audio.
to listen to the audiobook because I know you've listened to the audiobook about 20 times now at this.
So I'm like a baby with a pacifier. Like I was driving to Jackson this past weekend, and like there was snow and I was getting really stressed out. I just like switch on the Dun and Dusted audiobook and I'm calm. I'm fine.
It's
It's really embarrassing,
in the background
but
of your life 24/7. I mean, honestly,
24/7.
author and I had an audiobook, especially with the words that are uttered in this book. I would have it playing
It's
all day.
it's so well done. And I literally got so lucky because it's narrated by like my two like top favorite narrators, Erin Shedlock and Stella Hunter. And so I
So good. I
Stella
love
Hunter is so good.
yes.
She's so talented.
I've definitely probably listened to audiobooks with the male narrator as well, but I just listen to so many of the narrators they get, mixed up
Right.
in my mind, except for like the select few that I'm like really obsessed with. But I know it's gonna be so good on audio. So I'm very, 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 very
Yes.
excited.
No
But
one does Hot Gentleman Cowboy like Aaron Shedlock.
oh
Like he's
yeah,
very
Cowboy
good at it.
is on audio. They really hit different. They really, they really do.
They do. I love that.
So I don't even know where do we start. I mean, I like this question where it says, "What sort of emotions have come up after being picked up by a traditional publisher?" Because
I think
obviously you
that's a
started off
yeah.
indie and then
Mhm.
picked up by a publisher.
Yes. I feel like this like weird how many months has it been since June? I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe at this point.
Maybe.
this like 5 months since Done and Dusted came out, or I guess rather since I sent out arcs for Done and Dusted, because I feel like that's when everything really started. I feel like I've felt more emotions in this like little window that I have in my entire life. It's just insane. But since kind of, I think the most kind of rewarding emotion that I felt since being picked up by the Dial Press, at Random House is just, like, kind of validated. It feels really special to have your work recognized and for people to tell you that it's, worth something, especially as somebody who's trying to make a living out of something they love so much and out of an art form, I guess, is really tough and hard, and so it's just been really validating, to see that, and I'm consistently just grateful and humbled for all of the people that have read my book and feel strongly enough about it that they wanna tell their friends about it, and for those people who maybe haven't quite picked it up yet but are excited for next Tuesday, like, I've never felt just, like, more humbled than I do now, because I am so just I don't think anything can prepare you for this big shift in attention, right? June 5th, no one knew who I was. They might have seen my book cover before and been like, oh, that's cool. I had 666 followers the day Dun and Dusted came out. I remember because I looked at it and went, that's kind of funny. And then, like within a couple of weeks, like it had just grown, it hit the top 100. All of a sudden, there was this spotlight focused on me that I wasn't ready for. And it doesn't matter how positive all that attention is, it can be really overwhelming. And so it's just been like this snowball of emotions, but I think I'm just grateful and validated, and more than anything, Done and Dusted for like taught me that I'm brave and that I can be brave, and so to see that bravery rewarded in this way has just been incredible.
Oh, I mean, I said when I finished the book, I was genuinely like, and I cried. Like, I wasn't lying. I literally started crying. And even like reading like the end, like, the acknowledgments like in the book, because I, I mean, I read like debut authors when I can, but sometimes it gets
Yeah,
overwhelming when you have books by authors, because these authors, especially in the indie space, they're pumping out books left and right. I
they're
don't know,
cruising.
every other some people are every 2 months. It's actually crazy. I genuinely don't know how they do it, and especially when you read more people and you just wanna keep up with all of their releases. I feel like everyone has been freaking out about, like, all of these October releases.
Yeah, October's raging.
Apparently, everyone wanted to release books this month. So, it gets overwhelming in that sense, and then, for indie authors, and I feel like certain debut novels, like this one, they really just right time, and they have a moment, and then we see what happens. And I was just like so inspired, like after I finished this book. I don't know, I was just so happy for you. Like, I wasn't even like friends with you, like we became mutuals, but like we like barely talk. But I was just like, I read this and I was like, I'm so proud. I was like, this was so good. I was like, this is a debut novel. I was like, I'm so happy for her. I was like, why was this just so good? I was so overwhelmed. I was like,
Good.
God, I really was. I just because I loved it so much and I thought it was so well done. And then also, I realized if someone is joining my live, maybe you're from my YouTube and you don't know who Lyla Sage is and you don't know what this book is about, maybe we should do a quick elevator pitch on what Done and Dusted is actually about before we get into more questions about it.
Yes, do you want me to do it, or you don't want or do you wanna do it?
You want me to do
I want you to do it.
you want me to do it? Okay.
Mhm.
So done and dusted, as you can see. Again, I apologize for my lighting. My ring light, I can't plug it in right now, but we have better lighting over there. Is, as you can see, maybe you can guess from the cover, is a small town cowboy romance. It is not a period piece, it's contemporary, but it has obviously this gorgeous illustrated vintage inspired cover that I'm quite literally obsessed with. Like, this is my favorite kind of Western aesthetic, by the way, is a vintage one. So I love it. Anyways, so this is a brother's best friend,
Excellent, you're doing great.
enemy, like kind of enemies
It's like mutual annoyance to
yeah,
lovers, I guess.
each other for a while because again,
Yeah.
it's brother's best friend. So Luke has been in, oh my God, Clementine's life. The way I was about to say Lila's life,
I mean, that's fine too. I love Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks is my man.
it's Luke Brooks,
Right?
Clementine Writer. I was like, what? Okay, yeah. So they've been in each other's lives for a while. Clementine is a barrel racer. So she comes back
Yeah,
in town after having an incident where she is in an accident and she doesn't want to ride horses anymore.
she's not doing good.
She quite literally learns to get back in the saddle and back on a horse because he owns a bar in town, but he teaches the kids how to ride horses.
Yeah, he's our boy. He's like our soft boy.
My man.
I shout my man to Luke Brooks like on the daily. Every time he appears, and every time he appeared in Swift and Saddled, every time he comes up in book 3, I'm like, that's my man.
My man. So anyway, so it's their forbidden romance because again, they do have a connection with the best friend's brother, so they're being a little sneaky. They can't deny their feelings for each other. They have banter, but it's a really beautiful relationship. Again, the way that he teaches her how to get back to her old self, and again, just the way they connect with writing and just all of their moments together. It's just really beautiful and it's really fun. It's a quick read too, like I said. It flows really, really nicely. Like you will be hooked like right off the bat. The vibes, that's the Rebel Blue Ranch, like all of the characters, and I told you this, I think, or I put it in my review. I said it somewhere where this book, it's like like all of the characters shine. You don't just get Luke and Emmy, you just get everyone. They're all chef's kiss.
Yeah,
We get
big fan.
teases of the other books, some couples.
Yes,
You're going to eat it up. I know you're going to like it. If you're new to cowboy romances, I think this is a great one to start with. If you're if you're
this is
testing out small town romance, this is a great one to start with as well. I think you will have a great time. That was a long explanation, but
it was a good
that's
one.
it. That's done and just
That's Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage. Who the hell is that?
key points. I think I got everything. The big people love the forbidden element, the best friend's brother. I mean, the brother's best friend, which I do too because I love a forbidden romance. So
Yes, and again, done it's like it's not dramatic or angsty. It's a low stakes,
yes,
love
yeah,
love read.
yes. It is lower stakes, but again, everything that happens is it's very entertaining. Like again, it flows. Like I was never bored. I thought everything flowed really, really, really nicely. And I think their relationship, again, it develops very, very well. And there's a scene with some whiskey that may be a very famous scene with the whiskey scene heard around the world.
It's true. That really is like my claim to fame. That is like my calling card.
I think if you look up Done and Dusted on Instagram, TikTok, any edits, you might see a whiskey bottle in there.
Yeah, you might see spitting. I don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe a little.
I blacked out when I wrote that. I have like no recollection.
Well, look what
I
you
was
just.
like middle of the night and I was just like, she said she's thirsty and this seems like the logical next step. So here we go.
That's honestly though, that sequence is like. I mean, it is not to be basic, but it is one of my favorites in the book. I thought it was so. It
Thank
was
you.
really good. It was really.
I'm a
I
big
love
fan as well.
the bar anyway. I like the bar
Me
setting.
too. I can't talk about this. I could start blushing. I'm like not like I get tagged in it all the time. Like I've read it a million times. People tag me in excerpts of it, and every time I'm like, oh my god,
I wrote this. Well, you did write it. Well,
I did with my whole chest. So
I think this is a good segue into the next question,
mm,
which I did tell you to prepare for. And it says, what is the scene from Done and Dusted you wish got more attention?
I love this question. Because there are again, I like love the whiskey scene, but I also am a big fan of my book. I'm very proud of her. I love her. And I think it's a good thing to be because, there are a million critics out there. So I think if you're going to create something, you might as well love it. And
Mm-hmm.
you're also going to have to read it a million times. So you might as well like it.
Mhm.
But one scene that I quite like is they get together and it's the next morning. I love that like love scene, but I also love the way that love scene ends. Emmy gets like a knock on the door and it's one of her brothers and she picks up a shirt off the ground just like randomly and opens the door, talks to her brother. Luke's hiding. Um, and shuts the door and he's like, I need something from you before I go. And she's like, oh, what? And he's like, my shirt. Um, I like Love that scene. That, like, kind of that, like, getting freaky scene was the only one that was planned in the original outline. I didn't quite know where the other ones were going to fall, but that one was planned and intentional, and I love it. It's my favorite love scene in the book. So, um, I
One.
really love that one, and I really love the epilogue as well.
Oh, yeah. I love the epilogue. Oh,
Yes, like, right, because he slides something shiny across and you think it's a ring, um, and
yes.
it isn't. So I love the epilogue. I love everything about the book, but I think those 2 are 2 scenes that I love that I wish had a little bit more love because I think they're so fun, and maybe also the panic attack scene because that is something that I think, like, I love that scene so much. I think that's kind of their turning point, and
Mhm.
it's very tender and sweet, and it meant a lot to me to write. So I do love that scene.
That no, those are good ones. I love the scene even when she just goes to, like, visit him, like, on the ranch, and she sees that he's, like, training the kids with, like, horse riding,
Yeah.
and she's just like, "Oh, he owns a bar, but he's also teaching kids how to ride horses."
She's
She was
like,
like,
"Damn
"What?"
it.
She's literally like, "What can't this man do?"
What can I do?"
She's pissed about it.
And
She's
yeah, because she doesn't know.
she's like, "No, not him teaching kids how to ride horses." She's like, "Damn it." She's like, "As if I couldn't like him anymore." And honestly, even their first meeting in the bar, I love when they just she turns around, "Oh, who is it?"
Runs right into him, right?
Brooks. Also, I feel like it's important to note. I feel like you don't use this as a selling point anymore, but when you were pushing the book and it first became on my radar, you mentioned how this our man Luke may or may not be inspired by a certain character from a television show called
Mhm.
Friday Night Lights.
Correct, yes. Luke Brooks, definitely inspired by our boy, our troubled heartthrob fullback from Friday Night Lights, Tim Riggins.
Mm,
Yes, that was definitely a big selling point. It's like, I still use it,
mm-hmm.
um, because it's a good one, because it's true. But yeah, like I just and that was a lot of inspiration for Done and Dusted when I decided I wanted to write it. I was like, what would happen if Tim Riggins, my favorite television character of all time, grew up, washed his hair, a little bit more often, and like got a savings account, became a contributing member to society. And that's kind of how Luke Brooks was born. And so like, right, like I think in a lot of romance books, we kind of get like a she fixes him trope. And so I was like, let me raise you. He
Mm-hmm.
fixes himself and he's good to go when she comes home.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Tim Riggins, and I think we all love like a bad boy with a heart of gold. And it was something I was so excited to write. And so even though, like, I think you can see Tim Riggins, even though Luke doesn't like look like Tim Riggins or anything like that, he looks different. I think like you see it, but you do get some Tim Riggins callbacks with like the muscle tee that Luke Brooks is so fond of,
Yeah,
and like drinking beer and playing football.
he does love of muscles. I forgot for a split second, but that's a big part, and she always talks about it too.
But
He
she's
does,
always so mad because don't you hate it when you see a man in a muscle tee and you're like,
yeah, and they
dang it,
look
he looks
yeah,
good.
and they're good with kids. They have a business.
Right? They own a business.
Yeah,
They
and
have a savings account. They have a home and a bed frame. Luke
mhm.
Brooks explicitly, states that he has a bed frame. And so it's just a boomer. Like, I never want to look at a man in a muscle tee and be like, oh, he's cute. I want to look at a man in a muscle tee and be like, get a shirt. So that was like a lot of and a lot of Emmy's internal struggle is like, why do I like this?
Yes, yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah,
Is I love in books and honestly in real life when you're just so pissed off that you like someone so much and
me
you're just
too.
like, I'm just like,
I
I
know.
love
I think like she describes him in the first chapter with like his stupid long hair and his stupid chocolate brown eyes and his stupid smile. And I'm just like, yes, girl, you go, pop off.
it. Yeah. Well, I have another question, and someone also on the side, it did say, "Where did the inspiration for Done and Dusted come from?" But so is there anything more for Done and Dusted where the inspo came from aside from Tim Riggins?
Tim Riggins. I mean, I love small town romances. I grew up in a small town. And so I think I pulled a lot of inspiration from that. In so many ways, Done and Dusted feels like a love letter to the people and places that built me. So there are lots of little pieces of me and the places that I love, the place I grew up in, my friends, my family, in Done and Dusted and in Rebel Blue in general. And so it's like this multitude of things, but ultimately it's just it really does feel like a love letter to the people and places that I love. So
Oh, I love that. Uh, that's so sweet. And then we have a question where it says, what have been some of your favorite moments in your author journey? If you remember any, and you didn't black out. Because I feel
I
like
know,
if I
right?
choose, I would just be black out like all the time. I wouldn't.
It's yeah. I think you could tell me that it was like June 7th, which is the day after Done and Dusted came out, and I would believe you just because I feel like I haven't processed anything that's happened in that point. But there are a couple of moments that stand out to me that are really big. When Done and Dusted got into the top 100, that was so exciting, and just the people that reached out to me, like, um, Elsie Silver was one of, like, the first people to see it and post about it, and that meant the absolute world to me because I just adore her. I think that she's a fantastic writer and a fantastic person, and so that meant a lot to me that she was, like, looking and, like, saw that and felt the need to, like, just put that out in the world, if that makes sense. That was huge for me.
Mhm.
I think another one was when my agent reached out to me and offered representation. That was like such a crazy thing, right? She was like, I read the first half of your book. I'm obsessed with it. Like, let's talk tomorrow. Um, that was insane. And my agent, her name's Jess. She's like a kick-ass powerhouse woman, and I'm so obsessed with her, and I love her. And so that was huge. And then another one is when it was before my agent reached out to me. It was when I got an email from my editor Emma at Dial Press saying that she had read the book and that she wanted to talk to me. Um, because that was huge. Because again, it's like a professional in the space who had read it and again saw some value in my work. And still to this day, like, I don't think anybody has believed in me and the words that I write more than Emma. And so that was really special for me to get to, like, when she reached out to me and getting to talk to her afterwards. But I think mostly like it's like every single day, something new and big and exciting happens that I'm just in shock by, right? Like when like, I don't know, even when I get tagged on things on TikTok, and it's like, Lila, this made me think of Luke Brooks. Like, that makes me so happy. Or like when new readers pick it up, or when people say they like the cover, like all of these small little things that don't necessarily feel big in the moment that have like amalgamated to me being able to do what I love as a career.
Mhm.
God, sorry, means so much to me. Like every like I'm sometimes my DMs get really full. I don't respond to them all. I do my best, but like every DM, every tag, every like all these people who they don't just like it feels like they're not just excited about the book. It feels like they're excited for me
Mhm.
is the most incredible thing I've ever experienced.
Mm. Well, as someone who is genuinely excited, like for you, I
Yeah.
understand.
I'm a big sap. I'm just a big sap. I really am. But it's just like it's one thing to have people be excited about your work, like that is magnificent and wonderful. It's a whole other thing to feel like people are just like running alongside you while you're chasing your dreams. Like, right? Like while you have your eye on the prize, all of these other people are there and they're yelling and they're cheering and they're running with you and they're holding signs at the finish line, right? Like it's
Mhm.
just magnificent and spectacular, and there's no other way I can describe it more than just, like, miraculous.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just what's really beautiful about this community in
Yeah,
general, like the book space, especially the romance book space, because that's what, we're
that's
like,
where I am.
and yeah, and everyone is just, they're so supportive. It's so wonderful. You just meet the best people. And again, I can speak from my experience and again what I know from, like my friends and other people in the space. Like we're genuinely just so excited, especially with more and more of you authors getting picked up, being trad published. And again, I think everyone just needs to realize when a book goes from indie to trad published, because I know some people, I mean, depending on the author and how many books in their backlist and what happens, they can get a little confused and they're like, oh, where did the book go from Kindle? Where did the paperback go?
Right.
It's just like, it's all good things because now these
Correct.
books get to be in bookstores. Like it's
Yeah.
it's amazing now walking into bookstores like Barnes and Noble and seeing Elsie Silver, seeing Tara DeWitt, like seeing their books like on the shelves. Cause I mean, it used to depend on the store what indie books they would like sneak in there. But now being traditionally published, big
They're
stuff,
everywhere.
guys, those books are at all retailers, Targets, Walmart,
Yeah.
Barnes and
And
Noble.
Barnes and Noble, I think being in whether you're trad or you're indie, I think both of those are extremely valid ways to practice your craft. And I was happy as an indie. Like, I was happy where I was. I was more than happy with where I was because I was shocked at what happened when Done and Dusted came out. But like, I think there are pros and cons to both,
Mm-hmm,
right? And I think one place where trad does have an edge that is an edge you have to think about when you get these offers. Cause like I thought about my offer for a really long time
mm-hmm,
when the publisher was like, "Want to sign you?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm happy. I'm
mm-hmm,
happy with what I have here." Um, is distribution.
mm-hmm.
Like, right? Like I thought about my mom being able to walk into a Barnes and Noble and see the Barnes and Noble where she used to take me to pick up all of my books, right? And be able to get to like see her daughter's book on a shelf, which is something that probably wouldn't have happened as an indie where I live. And like I was a goner. And like the process and the transition process can sometimes be frustrating. Like right, like Swift and Saddle was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago, but it's not out until March, or like it's confusing when things come off of Kindle Unlimited because they're going everywhere else. Like there's a lot of moving parts to this, but at the end of the day, it just means that like your book gets to be in front of so many more readers. And I'm always so happy when I see indies go trad if that's what they want, because it means that books that I love get to travel further too.
Yeah,
And there's nothing better than when a book that you love starts making the rounds in a bigger way.
yeah. It's very special. And again, it's amazing to see it happen just so
In
often.
real time.
Yeah, I think it's just so fun to just, again, like I said, walk into stores and like see you guys on tables. Again, it's, when there are books that you read when they were indie and now they're trad published. And it's just, again, it feels like it does take some time to get there, but then it feels like it happens like in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Like it literally feels like I read Done and Dusted. I feel I must have read, I don't know if I read Done and Dusted in June. I guess no, I've probably read it early July because Book Bonanza
Mhm.
was end of June. So I either
June.
read it right at the end of June or very early July. So again, slightly late to the party, but not too.
Not really.
And it's like now it's going to be out in the world.
It's gonna be out again.
It's going to be
And
out. You get to celebrate it twice. Isn't it fun just to celebrate
I
Luke and
know.
Emily all day, every day?
Yes,
Keep the
I love them. It's a good thing I love them
right? I mean, how can
because
you
yeah,
not? Oh my God, wait, I still have, sorry to make people jealous if they don't have this, but I still, in my book, I have my beautiful art print.
I love that art
Now,
print. That was
as someone who is a sea slut for character art, it's so beautiful. This is a fantastic scene in the book, by the way, if you haven't read it yet. And what happens
so
after,
good.
good, real good scene.
Yes, Zoe Holland did that, and she is a magnificent
It's
kind of
really,
like fan artist.
it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So,
Yeah, and I love that scene. I love that scene so much. That's the first scene I wrote in Done and Dusted.
oh, really? So, yeah, for you, I know every author is different, but especially since this was your first, obviously your first book, debut novel, was this your first time like sitting down, writing a full length piece of literature? What was the process? Did you map it out? Did you just write
Mm.
scenes as they came to you? What
I
was the
have been writing a long time, so I've
Mhm.
got like probably like 6 or 7 books that just kind of lurk on the depths of my Google Drive,
Mhm.
that I had tried to query and get an agent with, a couple of years before I wrote Done and Dusted. My writing process is entirely mine because my brain works like a pinball machine. So, um, I start usually with like a very serial killer, like hunting down a serial killer-esque wall of sticky notes, just of like things. Like things, I just write it and I stick it. Like it doesn't matter what it is. I just like stick, like just start throwing stuff up on the wall and then I'll organize it and then I decide. This is so, I, when I explain this to people,
No,
everyone's
it actually makes perfect sense to me because that's low key how my mind works also. And I feel like if I was to
like,
write a book, I would have to do it like that because I could not sit
correct.
there and make an outline. It wouldn't make any sense.
No. I just stick it, and then once I have a good idea of where I'm going,
Mhm.
where I at least I have characters, right? So when I came up with the idea for Done and Dusted, like, it wasn't done and dusted in a vacuum. Like, I came up with the idea for Rebel Blue Ranch at
Mhm.
all kind of all at once. So all 4 books all at once.
Yep.
And so I had come up with the storyline for Done and Dusted and the storyline for book 4. Those are my 2 bookends, and I was super excited about. I knew I wanted the middle to be Ada and Wes, Gus and Teddy, but I didn't know quite what their stories were quite yet.
Mm.
And so at that point, I started just like going hard on the first one, Done and Dusted. And I like pick events that I want to happen, usually anywhere between 5 and 7. I always do an odd numbers. That way, the event that falls in the middle, I know it's like a defined midpoint. And I
Mhm.
know I want them to like kiss by that point, or I want them to kiss right after, right? Like stuff like that. And the events are big and small. And yeah, and then I write those events. So I write those. I don't write chronologically. Why would I do that? That makes too much sense. And
Mhm.
then I usually write the end because I have a hard time with endings. So I
Mm.
usually write the end first, or at least the last 2 to 3 chapters,
Mhm.
not like the whole third act, but like the last 2 to 3 chapters first after I've written out like these events. And then I just kind of bop around until it comes together.
Well, I would say, I mean, the mishmash, the serial killer board, it worked.
It worked really well. And again, like it does get a little bit harder to piece those things together once you've written so much, but it works for me. And I think it, like, again, I've got bad ADHD and I'm just like squirreling every 5 seconds. And so like being able to kind of jump around is what makes me able to sit down and write a book from start to finish without stopping.
Listen,
So
like I said, I completely understand.
yeah.
So
If I tried to just like sit down and write from chapter 1 to chapter 30 or whatever, I don't think I'd ever write a book. Like I don't think any of those books that I've written or any of the
actually
books that
don't
I
know how
will write
people
would ever
do
do
that.
that.
When authors say that they write in chronological order, I'm like, that's actually crazy. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
good
and
for you.
the discipline.
No, seriously, like
Yeah.
that's actually really wild. Well,
Yeah.
since we talked about Done and Dusted, I pulled up since obviously I don't have a physical copy. We must discuss the
Mhm.
next book that is out in
March
March.
5th. March
March,
5th.
early March, so it'll be
Really
it'll
well.
be here before you know it. Done and Dusted will be out in 6 days. Read that, read it again, listen to the audiobook.
Listen to the audiobook. If there's one thing I can communicate.
If there's one thing we want to stress, I haven't listened to it yet, but I know Lyla listens to it while she falls asleep. Listen to the audio.
I love it.
The video of you of being like listening to the audiobook was so cute. I'm like, that's how you sell an audiobook, honestly.
I was so excited. I was at my it was in Austin for my friend's wedding. I'm alone in this little Airbnb. I got the audio and I was like, I'm busy. Nobody talk to me.
Did you listen to it on normal speed? What speed did you listen to it on?
Normal speed. I usually listen to audios on like 1.3, 1.5, but for the first time I listened to this one all the way through. I listened to it on normal speed, and all of my friends just got videos of me acting like a psycho, just like running around and jumping. Like I'm dancing to this audiobook like it's like trap beats in
They're
the
like, you're
club.
at a
Like I love it.
so excited. That's incredible. Well,
Yeah.
again, the traditionally published version that is out in 6 days of this book will have a
Mm.
sneak peek. Well, really, is it fully chapter 1 or a sneak peek of chapter 1?
Fully chapter 1.
Oh my god, fully chapter 1 of one of my most anticipated reads of the next year, and until I have this book in my hands, I will not know peace. I'm genuinely so excited for it, and that there they are.
That's
It's
Wes and Ada.
Ada and Wes. It's Swift and Saddled. As soon as I saw this, and I saw her specifically, I was
Mhm.
like, "We must say less," because
She's so hot.
her vibe, it's immaculate. Like, it's very kind of pinup, rockabilly. She's serving like,
She's serving.
yeah, and seeing, like, the mood boards already that were posted in, like, your Facebook group, like, the fact that again, she's giving, like, vintage pinup Western. It's
Yes.
honestly, because that's I
Okay.
read a lot of small time romance, as maybe anyone who follows me would know that it is my comfort genre, especially cowboy romances are my safe space. And I've read an okay amount of them. I've read, I think, a lot of the popular authors and some people who need more love, but I have not read a cowboy romance yet that had a lead that looks like her, and that's just such an important vibe to me personally and my taste. So I'm very excited. So if you can give us
Yeah.
any taste about Swift and Saddle,
Yeah.
I got the smallest little snippet one time and it was beautiful and I can't
It's
wait.
good.
So I need you to
So,
talk about it, what you can.
yeah, I'm so excited to talk about Swift and Saddled. And maybe, like, again, like, I've been talking about Done and Dusted for a long time. So I'm gonna, again, I love Done and Dusted. Again, that thing is my baby, my little engine that could. But I'm so excited for that, for Done and Dusted to re-enter the world and to start talking about Swift and Saddled because, um, Kelly, I'll tell you this. Sometimes you crank that Soldier Boy, and sometimes that Soldier Boy cranks you. And at some point during Swift and Saddled, that Soldier Boy was cranking me. Like, second books are notoriously difficult, is what I've heard from my friends. I don't know. This is the first time I've written one. Um, and it was so hard to write it in the done and dusted echo chamber. And I think that's what makes it really special.
Mhm.
Um, I think like a lot of the things I was feeling at that point in time, like a lot of feelings of inadequacy or a lot of feelings or whatever, like I think they come out in Swift and Saddled, but Wes and Ada are so important to me. Wes is the middle child of the Ryder family, and he has an aggressive case of middle child syndrome. Like there's literally a line in Swift and Saddled where he's like, "I'm just Wes," and I'm like, "That's enough, baby." And he's so good. He's soft and gentle and kind and
Perfect
warm.
baby.
Yes, he's an absolute just like angel. And even Luke Brooks, who's rough around the edges and very sweet, like I think about Wes and I melt into a puddle on the floor. He is just sometimes I worry that he's too soft, but then I remember that I wanted him to be that soft because that's what I needed in this, like when I was writing it, when I was like having a lot of anxiety around writing it. Like I needed somebody to like be soft and careful, and that's exactly what Wes is. And he's such an excellent, excellent main character. I can't wait for you guys to meet him a little bit more. And my baby Ada, my black cat, who maybe necessarily isn't like mean, but she is shy and not necessarily a people person, but she's really good at her job.
Mhm.
And so um she's like coming to Rebel Blue and she's an outsider. So you also get to see Rebel Blue in these relationships that we know and love from an outside lens. And so much of Ada's internal monologue is like, okay, every single one of these people I've met is like great. So I'm gonna have to like adjust my expectations that people all suck. Like she's very sarcastic and very funny, but also she's got a lot of like walls up. And so watching, I think like the most special thing about Swift and Saddled is watching Wes like handle Ada with care because nobody ever has before. Um, and it's just really beautiful. I think the two of like I don't think you could have two more different couples than Luke and Emmy and Wes and Ada. But I love that about them. I love everything about them. And I think one thing that I'm particularly excited for people to read is their stick shift lessons, because Wes teaches Ada how to drive a stick shift, and yes, that's a surface level thing, but I wanted it because Ada doesn't know how to drive a stick shift, and she's trying to get unstuck from this previous life that she's had, and right, like that is such surface level thing that you can do that makes you feel free when you felt trapped for so long, right? Like you know you're never going to come across a car that you can't drive, and so it's this really special moment between the two of them, but it's also like funny and fun, and they have a blast with one another, and they make each other laugh so hard until they cry. Like, um, I think these two are just special, and I can't wait for people to read them, especially all those people out there who have been sleeping on my boy Weston Ryder because he's good and
We
fantastic.
I told you, Wes
Yes,
is gonna have his moment everyone, it's gonna happen. And honestly, I mean, book two, like book number two in a lot of series that I read, turns out to be my favorite. Like I'm thinking about like Heartless by Elsie
Yeah.
Silver, and that has not been touched. And I read that book when it came out. Oh, I actually begged Elsie for an arc of it at the time. I was
Like,
like,
please.
no, I was like messaging my friend. I was like, how do I get one?
Right.
She was like, just
Excellent book.
she's really nice. I was like, I'm trying. I was
She's
like
really nice.
slowly learning to talk to her because I love her so much. But anyways, so
It's
and
kind of intimidating, but she's just fantastic.
I
It's
know.
intimidating because of everything that she is and accomplishes and the way her mind works, not because she's intimidating. She's lovely.
No, yeah, I mean, no, she's actually the nicest, sweetest person. So, but you know, it's crazy. But again, that's book two in a 4-book series, and but I think I feel it in my bones with them. I have a good feeling. Again, until I have
Yeah,
this book in my hands, I will not know peace because
I love it. And the spine is purple where Done and Dusted's is blue.
yeah,
It's really beautiful. And
I
I
told
love them.
when this cover dropped. Actually, you know what? When
Mhm.
this cover dropped, when did you drop this cover?
I
When was
think like a week after Done and Dusted came out. I did not wait.
I didn't even read Done and Dusted at the time, but I was following you on Instagram and everything because I was like, oh, I'm gonna read it. Like I had it on my Kindle, I was ready to go. And then you dropped this, and all the girlies were sharing it because, like I said, a lot of my friends had already read it
Right.
or whatever. So I was like, what is that? Again, I was like, what is that?
Right. It is.
My tracks, I was like, that is perfect. I was like, I need to read these books. I was like, I have to read them. I was like, their
It's good.
covers are sensational.
And I love Done and Dusted. Like Done and Dusted is such a great cover. And I think like Swift and Saddled, you know that it's part of the same series, but it feels so different.
Gorge.
Um,
So good. I just love them.
it's a
Like as soon
joy.
as just I every time I look at it, I can't take my eyes off her.
I
She
know
just
she's so hot.
I mean, they look great together, but she just looks so again, the
Yeah,
art style is so
so fantastic.
good.
And I love looking at like Wes like talks about there's one point, I'll give you a little teaser. He's like, apparently like I'm obsessed with women in overalls with tattoos who want nothing to do with me. And it's like so funny.
I'm seriously so excited. And
Yeah,
I I feel like I don't my memory I have the memory of like a little peanut. I don't remember
same.
what books are coming out even in the next year. Like I have no idea. But like the Swift and Saddle, I'm like, oh, I know that's coming out. And
It's
that's
happening.
and it's happening in March. So
Yeah, that's crazy. That feels not that far away to me at least.
it's really it really isn't. So
Yeah, so I'm very, very, very excited. I love them. I love Wes and Ada. I
and yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very, very excited. And I guess, you know, give the people what they want because I know that you get bombarded with comments, I'm sure messages as well. I mean, hearing from other author friends, sometimes you get some wild messages. And I mean, I can only imagine.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
sure everyone's talking about, they want to know about, you know, maybe another couple that's being
Yeah,
written about right now. So, what
yeah,
can you tease? They're already confirmed as a pair. So, what
yeah.
can you tease about Gus and Chetty? My
I
girl
mean,
Chetty.
yes. My girl Teddy, I love Teddy so much, but I think, right, like people are like, "Oh, are they gonna get a book?" And it's like, yes, I promise you, I didn't do that on accident. I'm not that good. Like that had to be very intentional for them to just be like, all right, each other's throats. But I'm having a good time writing their book right now, book three. I can't wait to tell you guys the title. I think it's my favorite title.
I was trying to think today of what the title could potentially be that would go with the other ones, and I'm like, Kelly, you have no idea about these terms and whatever. I'm like, you have no idea.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about the title. I think it's very good. I can't share with you guys. Gus and Teddy, let's see. I mean, Gus is a single dad. Teddy's trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life.
Oh, my girl Teddy, I love her, so I understand her. I get her.
Yes, and I really identify with, what Teddy's going through right now in her book, and it's been really special to write about kind of how her friends are in different phases of their lives right now, right? Like Emmy has Luke, and Emmy and Luke are very serious. They live together, whatever, whatever, right? All of a sudden Emmy doesn't need Teddy the way that Teddy needs Emmy. And that's something I think we all go through as we grow up and our friends get married or find partners or move away.
I know it. I do.
Correct. Like, it's literally like I was talking about this with my best friend, with my Emmy.
Mhm.
recently, and that's been a really big inspiration for Teddy and her journey that she goes through. But um, Teddy and Gus are a blast. They're definitely my dirtiest pair yet, I think. Um, and their arguing is giving me a headache. So yeah, it's they are a blast to write. Um, People always ask me, they're like, "Do you actually like Gus?" Because I make a lot of cryptic comments about him. And one time I posted a story about like Teddy and what's his name, and everyone's like, "Be nice to Gus," and I'm like, "No." I love him. I love Gus. I have a very, very big soft spot for Gus. I just think it's funny to be mean to him, and me and Teddy have that in common. So yeah, but it's been fun to write. I'm excited for you guys to read it whenever that next fall, probably, I think. And I don't think Teddy and Gus's book is going to be what people are necessarily expecting, but I think it's going to be everything that it should be. I'm very proud of it. I've had a blast writing it so far. I can't wait to keep writing it. I can't wait to go through edits. Um, where Swift and Saddled was really difficult for me to write,
Mhm.
just because of the position I was in my life at the time. Done it. I mean, I can't say the title. Book three, it's not done and dusted. That's what I was about to say. Book three has been very easy.
It's not done and dusted part two. Imagine.
Correct. But book three has been very easy. So that has been like really, that's been like kind of refreshing because Swift and Saddled was hard.
Well, I mean, I obviously I will not share, but I know a little taste of book three from what has been spilled to me, and the girlies are not they're
Yeah.
not ready because I was not ready. So
I'm having a lot of fun.
I mean, it's going to be very fun. I'm again so excited for Swift and Saddled, and then we have book three, and then we have book four, obviously, because it's a whole series that was mapped out. And honestly, it's very interesting because again, I like even people who I know, like one of my friends just came out with her debut novel, and it was the same way where she mapped out a series. Like she just knew that
Mhm.
these characters that it was going to be multiple books, like multiple people, and I just find that so interesting and impressive that so
Yeah.
many new authors can just be like, oh no, it's not even just like here's my standalone debut novel. Here's gonna be a 4 to 5 book
Here
series
it is.
of like here, it's all here. Don't worry, guys. I have a plan. I have a
I have
plan.
a plan. And
It's
that's the thing is like, let me do it. It's all up here. And my thing is like, I don't do anything on accident. There's nothing that appears in like any of these books that is like on accident. Everything's very intentional. I don't waste any words. Like Done and Dusted could be a lot longer, but I basically only use the words that I needed. Right. And so that's very intentional. And I'm so excited about book four. Like book four is the one that I'm just like chomping at the bit for. Cause again, I had Emmy and Luke very well mapped out. And then I had these two very well mapped out. And then the middle, I kind of like filled in, right? I knew exactly how I wanted to bookend
Mhm.
kind of this series. And the couple that book four is going to be about will become extremely apparent once Swift and Saddled is out in the world. So like you won't have to wait that much longer. Like I know I'm just like refusing to say it, but that's just because like I think it's not that much longer until you'll find out, and then I'm just so excited about it. It's gonna be incredible. I can't wait. It's very fun. It will probably maybe be the angstiest of my books, but when I say angsty for Lyla Sage, that's like not actually angsty, but I'm I like I yeah, I'm a very sensitive gal.
Oh yeah.
So
Also, I feel like it's good to know because some people, I feel like more and more people like this. Done and dusted, it doesn't really have like a third act breakup. So
mm-mm,
look at that. So if
mm,
you're not a fan of, unnecessary third act breakups and you just want if you're like me and you want your characters together 24/7, that's what I want. So then
yes, and right,
and
there are external challenges. And it's the
yeah,
same in Swift and Saddled. It's
obviously, yeah, they
not,
have their
yeah,
conflicts. They don't just have a straight up, like breaking
correct.
up where they're not together for like X so many chapters and you're just like, no, what are they
No,
doing?
yeah. Luke Brooks was not letting that one go. He was
No,
like, "Absolutely not. No, thank you." I think he, like, says it's like, I apologize for, like, that we got caught, but I'm not gonna apologize for, like, kissing your sister or something like that, and I was like, "That's my man. Let me, like, suck this sucker."
my man, my man, my man.
My man, I love him so much. I would literally take a bullet for Luke Brooks.
I d
I
I
would.
this question on the side, I'm actually obsessed with. It said, I can pull it up. Did you grow up on a ranch or date cowboys in real life?
Okay, I grew up ranch adjacent, lots of ranches around.
You are a
Um,
horse girl, which I love.
I am a horse girl, I love horses. Um, I have anyway, did I date cowboys in real life? I'm very familiar with real life cowboys, and let me tell you, they are not like the fake
I know. I know. They're never and not
right?
professions in books are like
No.
in real life. I'll see some and I'll be like people be like, "Oh my god, I want a firefighter." And I'm like, "Do you?"
Do you? But the thing about cowboys is that most of the time they're always gonna open the door for you.
Mm.
They're all like right, like there are some things that it's like, okay, yes, your mama raised you right. But I'm pretty tall. I'm like 5'9",
Oh,
and
girl. I
and
didn't this. That's so funny.
yes, I'm a tall girl. And like especially like American bull riders are small.
Yes,
They're
they could be,
they're
yeah.
like they're like 5'3". And so that's why when I wrote this, I was like, okay, I could do rodeo, but they would have to be bronc riders because bronc riders are a little bit taller. But
Mhm.
I was like, no, we're just gonna make them like ranchers.
Just rancher so that they can be tall, tall boys.
Correct.
Is
We're
Emmy
gonna make them nice and tall.
I
Yeah, Emmy's fine.
was gonna
Emmy's yeah, I talk about Emmy being tall. That's my like tall girl representation.
I
Um,
authors do like I love when the girl is tall in books. And this is coming from someone who is literally 5'1". I love
Jesus.
yeah, I love when they're tall because I just think it's hot. I think two tall people together is hot. And then it's like
It's Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
exactly. She can wear
That's
heels.
what it is. Exactly. And I was like living, and that was like my goal. Like when I was writing, done and dusted, I was writing like Luke Brooks and Emmy and like them being intimate. I was like, I want Emmy to be able to feel like a small girl.
Yeah.
And it's like very like explicit when she talks about like her past or her exes. And she's like, I don't know, I've just like always been very close to the same size. And then all of a sudden Luke Brooks is just like throwing her around.
It's yes, yes, that was yeah, because she's a tall girl. I forgot about that.
Oh
But
girl. Yeah. I think all of my heroines are tall.
they should be. Again, there's
Mhm.
only I actually saw a TikTok today where it was like when an author mentions every other page how the main girl is so petite.
No, Emmy's tall. She's solid. And she's got thighs of steel because she's got to
Girl,
hang on.
my girl,
Yeah.
I love to see it. So that's so
Yes,
funny.
because like I'm like solidly built. Like I could like my ancestors would be pleased because I could make it through the winter, and that is like what I like in my hair.
You have to write what you know.
I have to write what I know.
You have to
I
write
don't
what
know what it's like to be short. I've
and then
never
you
been that way.
bit of your fantasy too. You can be like, I gotta write about a tall girl who feels small with her man.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
that's so funny. I feel like we would have so much I need to come can I just come visit you and we can go to the bars?
Yeah. I have a lot of fun, so sure.
Listen, I'm from New York. Like take me to the Midwest, wherever you are. I don't even know
I'm the
exactly.
West West,
Yep,
not the mid, not the mid.
take me there. I feel like I would thrive. I'll report back. I'll see a cowboy in real I mean, because we have upstate New York cowboys. We can't even talk about them, but it's not good.
We've got the wild, wild west out here.
Some people from where I am think it's think it's the West. And it's like, no, this is upstate New York. Everyone relax.
Everyone take a breath.
Everyone
I get
relax.
it.
Oh, this question is cute. It says, "What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite cowboy romance movie? And if you don't have a movie, maybe do you have another cowboy romance book?"
I love that question, Taylor. Um,
Sure.
I mean, there's one I think, hmm, Yes, I do. I love The Longest Ride. Does that count? The Nicholas Sparks one, is that what it's called?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
The
That
Longest Ride with Scott Eastwood.
oh, I
I
love it
l
so much.
I love him.
He is exquisite.
Um, but I also just, like, love, like, Western movies, so I love, like, No Country for Old Men,
Mhm.
and, like, I love a good Western. I love Cormac McCarthy, so, I just, like, love the West. As far as cowboy romance books go, I think the first one I ever read was, like, a Harlequin romance novel. I found it in a bin at Goodwill, and I read the whole thing at the Goodwill, and I was, like, 14, and it's called Never Marry a Cowboy. I haven't read it since. I don't know if it's good.
Best titles, like
Um,
romances, like their titles take me out. I love them so
I
much.
love him so much. And so, like, I love that one because I think that's what started this, like, decade-long love of the cowboy romance, but
I love
recently, obviously, like, I love, Elsie's books. Before Done and Dusted came out, I'd only read up to Powerless because I don't usually read contemporaries while I'm drafting, and
mhm.
so had the opportunity to catch up on those. I really like, Kim Lorraine.
Yes,
Her
yeah.
yeah, the I think it's, like, Wild, WILDE ranch series. I love those. They recently got new covers, are illustrated, that are
Good to
super
know
cute,
those
so
are on I have one of them down I literally have one of them downloaded from Kindle Unlimited. I
yes, I love her book. She has a
can't
dark one a dark, like, trilogy too that just came out. It's like a dark romance, like, dark cowboy romance. I haven't read it yet, but
yeah, I'm always on the hunt for dark cowboy romances because 'cause they're
yeah,
very hard to find, and some of them, like, I've read have you read the Pam Godwin ones?
of course I have.
They're fantastic. Well, yeah, so, like, those are, like, very hard to beat, but in terms of
Yeah,
dark romance, but that is very good to know. I feel like I didn't know that. I feel like I recently followed Kim, and I didn't see that she had dark ones, but I will definitely have to check.
yeah, it's like a new trilogy. I think the first one is, like, I don't know, Corruptor's Claim or something, like, the titles are very fun. Um,
Fantastic.
and I
I
haven't read those yet, but those are on my docket. I love all cowboy romances, and I love, what is the first one? The Bully, The Brawl, the first one in the Calamity Montana
yes,
series by Debney Perry as Will and Ash.
yes.
The very first one I love.
Right here. I think it's the first one is called The Bribe, I think.
The Bribe, there it is. I love
Yeah,
that one.
I literally have them right here. That's so funny. I have them. I haven't
I
read
know. I'm looking at them, but I can't see them because it's dark and I'm blind.
well, that must be crazy for you to be now in a book box coming out with Devney Perry and Elsie
I can't think about
Silver.
it because I will cry. I know, right? And like both Demi and Elsie have been so kind to me and just have really like welcomed me with open arms. Like they're just fantastic. And it's I can't tell you how much of an honor it is. Like every time like somebody does like book recs or whatever, like to be placed alongside of them is like an honor and a privilege that I don't think I'll ever get over.
Oh. I mean, it definitely happens a lot because again, you guys, it's the same audience. You get lumped in with a lot of
Yeah.
the big small town girls who have like the big backlists and everything all the
And it's
time.
an honor. Like I can't believe like that people would even put me like right in their realm. So I it's unbelievable. I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful and so pleased. And yeah, it's an honor to be alongside of them and to have like my books mentioned alongside theirs. Something I will never, ever, ever get over, I don't think.
Well, now it's gonna be in stores next to them. Well, at least next to Elsie for sure.
For sure. And then maybe the Edens later.
Oh yeah, my God, totally forgot Eden's was picked up by a publisher, which
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. So
she deserves it.
yeah,
I can't wait to make because so my favorite Chestnut Springs is Flawless. I love Rhett. I
I love
love Rhett.
yeah, I'm a Flawless and Heartless Girl. Those are my two faves.
Hmm.
Haven't been top.
I'm a powerless girl. I love Jasper.
Yeah,
Um,
they're all good. So
they're all so 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 good. But those are my favorites. I can't wait to make go make Rhett and Luke hold hands.
you're gonna put them next to each other. I don't have my trad. No, I don't know where my flaw. I have a million copies of Flawless, but you're gonna put them next to each other on the shelves and
Boom.
they're kissing.
Yes, they're gonna be kissing. It's gonna be so fun.
All right. So it's been an hour.
Mhm.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun. Do you have any other questions I can answer for you?
What?
Do you have any other questions I can answer for you, though?
I was gonna say, I mean, if you have any other questions? Oh, I want to know, is the book cover for book 3 done? And then someone
No,
also
but it
asked, do you design your own covers? I know you don't, but you like have a big hand in them. You don't actually
yes,
design them, but
correct. Yeah, so book cover for book 3 is not done, but it has been initiated, which is
oh,
exciting.
I can't wait to see.
Um,
Oh,
yes, and, time of day is a big thing on my book covers 'cause, the time of day is when the moment of reconciliation happens. So, right, done and dusted, that's like the book cover. It's supposed to be art that is the morning because that's when Luke Brooks does his like Mr. Darcy rugged strut across the dew covered ranch.
yep.
And then for Wes and Ada, it's at sunset. And then
Yep.
book 3, I'm very excited because that will be a nighttime
Oh,
situation. So
can't
yes,
wait to
very,
see
very
on the cover.
excited.
Right.
Yes. And my cover artist, her name's Austin Drake. She's absolutely lovely. It took me a long time to find her. I love working with her. She is the person who creates the art for my covers. We go back and forth. We have a very close relationship now where I feel like me and Austin are like besties because she just like kind of gets me. And right, like when I give her layouts or because before I was an author, I was a graphic designer. And so right when I give her layouts or whatever, like she's very like they're very my book covers with her have been extremely collaborative. And I
Yeah.
really love that experience of working with her. She's fantastic.
Oh, I'm now, I'm foaming at the mouth for book 3's cover and title and everything.
Mm.
I just can't wait. Oh,
The title's really good. I'm really happy about it.
I can't wait to have all 3 of the babies in a row. I'm
Yeah,
sure they're all gonna, and well, 4 of them, I'm sure
sure.
they're gonna look fantastic next to each other. Oh,
They're gonna look really, really beautiful, and I'm also very excited for book 4's cover because I have a very specific vision, a very specific pose in mind for that one.
I mean, the poses are this, I feel, I'm sorry, like this cover, I'm gonna say it's quite iconic. Like it's
Yeah,
very iconic. Like anytime it pops up, I'm just like, that it's too good.
it's
It's
too
too,
good. I love how he's like she's
I'm
like
just like
gripping
kiss.
his hat. Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
it's
It's just it.
gorgeous.
Also,
One
anytime,
time, somebody
yeah.
was like, "That looks like a kid's cover," and I was like, "They're Frenching. I don't know what else you want me to do."
I know. Yeah, I think I don't. I know sometimes people with the covers, and you got to let me at them. You can name names.
I'll send Kelly after you. Watch out, because I'm
Oh,
like, they're kissing. If they
I
weren't kissing,
because again, sometimes I know you guys get the oddest messages, sometimes even emails, comments of being like, "I don't like your book cover," and it's like, then don't buy it.
I know somebody did send me an email recently that like vehemently hates like the done and dusted cover. And honestly, I have to respect it because like the effort to like send an email to me, I'm just like, all right, at least you're passionate about something.
I was telling another author friend, yeah, who got an email. I was like, but you should be honored that someone's going to take the time out of their day to send you a whole,
Email. Yeah. I was like,
not even
whew,
just like a little quick comment on like TikTok, an email.
an email, a full-fledged email. I also get really fun emails about like what people think book 4 is gonna be. And wow, people are really creative. I'm like, wow, I didn't think of that.
That's the God. That's just too incredible. And I guess this question is really funny where it says, which characters would you sleep with, marry, or kill? Which is similar. If you join Lila's Facebook group, the question to get in is who would you kiss, marry, or
Dang.
not, yeah, bang, not kill, even though
Yes, I didn't do kill intentionally because the people were gonna kill my baby Wes, and I said absolutely not.
she refused to see it and I get it. And I said I would marry all of them so I could keep them forever.
Yes, same. That's what I do.
Which I
I
still
mean,
I still stand by. I mean, maybe I feel like Wes would probably be the best husband. I haven't even
I
read his
agree.
yet, but I know that he would be the best husband. So
Correct. I would marry yeah, I would marry Wes. I would sleep with both Luke Brooks and Dusty Tucker, who's book 4, and, I would punch Gus in the face. Um, I would also probably sleep with Amos Ryder. I can't lie to you.
I mean, me too.
I don't know.
I mean, I like them old. So, is there going to be a lot of horse action in book 2?
There's not as much horse action in book 2, just because they're focusing on renovating for the guest ranch is
Yes.
kind of
I
the
was gonna say yes. I forgot. Yeah, book 2 has that like home renovation vibes, which
HGTV
is set up
vibes.
in book 1. So like book 2 is set up really
Yeah,
nicely in book 1, and then I'm excited to see how book 3 is set up in book 2.
yeah, and I think, there is one like, Ada does get on a horse, and the person she gets on a horse with, I think, is very special, especially if you read Done and Dusted beforehand and you get to see how far that character has come
Am I
since
gonna
that book.
cry? I feel like book 2 is gonna make me cry also. I'm gonna have to
I cried writing book I cried a lot writing book 2. I don't know necessarily if it will make you cry, but I was definitely, like,
mm,
highly emotional whilst writing it.
oh, okay. I'm so excited. I'm so ready.
It's a
I'm
good
just
one.
like now I'm ready to be back in this world. I'm telling you people, once you read this one, because again, you see all of
Mhm.
the characters and they're all set up so wonderfully. You're just going to be like, I need them. Like, where's Rebel Blue Ranch? Where do I sign up? If where do I go? I'll be there at the gates. I'll be knocking at the
I know.
Rebel Blue, like, hello.
"Please let me in,"
No,
and they would.
please. I know. So
Amos
um,
Ryder would let anybody in. He takes family very
I love
seriously.
him so much, my king.
He's my favorite character. I'm on record saying that multiple times, and I will say it again and again and again. Amos Ryder is my favorite character.
She said what she said.
Mhm. I said what I said. I
I
did.
said what I said.
Mhm.
All right. Well, obviously, feel like I could keep you all night, but I won't.
I have to go back to copy edit cave.
I like how dark it got where you
I
are.
know it's so dark, and the thing is this is how I work in here. I never turn the lights on. I
You're
just sit here in, like, my little cave, and I'm just like,
like
"Here
our
you go."
little gremlin. Like it's like that
Yes.
meme going around. Well, like that video, that trending thing where the type.
Yes, except I'll change into my blanket, like, my, like, blanket, and I'll put my hair up, and I will be at this computer. What time is it now for me? It's 7. I'll probably be at this computer till about 1:30, and then I'll go to bed.
A lot of you authors, a lot of people, some people write at very interesting hours. You know, Tessa Bailey said she writes at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I was
I go, like, late, but, like, I also wake up early, especially right now because I'm writing and copy editing 2 different books, so there's just a lot going on. Not
yeah.
enough hours in the day, but it's almost done.
It's almost done. Well, one more time for the people in the back, one more time for the people who maybe just came here. We got Done and Dusted by Miss Lyla Sage, traditionally published version that you'll be able to get. Pick a retailer. It's going to be there. It's going
It should.
it should be there on it could be out now also on October 6 days
24th.
now. 24th?
October 24th.
On
Tuesday,
October.
October 24th. The ebook version that if you want to download the ebook version, I think that also might have the first chapter so it's saddled in it. Can't confirm that though. I will confirm that maybe at a later date. But yeah, ebook's out now. This comes out October 24th, paperback, and the audiobook comes out October 24th, which we have established is my favorite thing.
And your new lullaby.
My lullaby, my alarm in the morning, my
Literally
binky.
just wake up to him saying like sugar. Like,
Sugar. He says anything sugar, and I fall to the floor. I collapse.
yeah, I'm really gonna have to re-listen on audio. So
I know, and you're gonna have to send me a play-by-play.
is
I can't
that
wait.
did Hannah Bonham Young just pop in for 1 second? Just right as we're wrapping up.
I know Hannah's read Swift and Saddled. She liked it.
I know some people have some lucky ducks have read Swift and Saddled already, which obviously is very common. So, but
Yeah,
I'm
she
jealous.
liked it.
I'm
She liked it.
she's a fan, she's a stan, she's an
I wouldn't go
ambassador.
that far. She puts up with me daily because I am.
You guys are two talented gals. So you said
I love you so much.
this started. No.
Also, if you are a romance reader and you haven't read Next of Kin, Next to You, or Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young,
Next of
please
Kin
do.
was so good. Once again, I'm extremely late to the party because, and people were surprised. They're like, Kelly, like you haven't read Hannah's books yet. And I was like, guys, one thing about me is I'm going to arrive very late to a party. Like I'm going to be fully aware of the books that people
So
are.
is Hannah, apparently.
Literally. I'm going to get to them eventually. And I did listen to the audiobook finally of Next of Kin. And I loved it so much. It was so good. Oh,
It's a good one.
I ordered the indie paperbacks because those are getting traditionally published. Look at that. And the new cover is gorgeous. So
Absolutely gorgeous. Wait till you see Next to You.
oh, I'm not ready. See, everyone's just getting traditionally published. I mean, and the covers are beautiful. Obviously, thank God this one didn't change, but
Yeah.
so
What can I say?
I mean, it was too good. I mean, honestly, you should feel pretty honored because I feel like
I
every
do.
single person is like, oh yeah. And also, I mean, Tara DeWitt, like they just didn't it like slightly change. So like you two should feel pretty special that they did not change the covers because people get up in arms also about cover changes. But this one, she said it was too good.
And they're staying the same in the UK and Commonwealth as well. So they're going to be the same everywhere. There are changes to the formatting, but same cover art.
Because
Hannah, you did not interrupt. We were wrapping up. You just got us re-excited.
well, it doesn't. If you're joining the party now, guess what? The live will save, and then you can watch it on YouTube at any time.
At any
So
time. Also, Taylor Out on a Limb was one of my favorites as well. So
I know everyone loves Out on a Limb. I'm gonna get to. I haven't checked out on my Kindle right now. I'm slow, people. One thing about me, I'm very slow.
Kelly, that's one I'm going to be all over you until you read that.
I'm gonna read. Now I'm serious. I'm gonna honestly. I feel like now's a good time to read it because I know it opens at a Halloween party. So if
It's
there's
true. It's very cozy. It's a very
if,
cozy
yeah,
read.
if there's any time to read, let's just also give it up for Hannah Bonham Young. If there's any time to read Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, it's right now because it is it's a I'll call it a Halloween book. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. Hannah will take that too.
it's close enough. The opening takes place at a Halloween party. So you know what? You want Halloween is right there. So fall vibes, cozy vibes. So
Okay.
all right. Well, this was so fun. Everyone who joined the party late, again, go start the video on YouTube.
Just roll it back. Maybe I'll roll it back. Maybe this will replace the audiobook.
I'm rewatching these interviews, so it will in fact be rolled back.
Incredible.
So thank you. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't just.
Hi, Candace. Love you so much.
Thank you guys for joining. It really means so much to me. Thank you for hanging out with Lyla and I. You know I love Done and Dusted. Lyla clearly loves Done and Dusted.
Have you seen that video of Taylor Swift dancing at the Eras tour? Like when she's like in the movie, like she saw the movie and she's just like dancing, like that's me
Literally,
listening to the Done and Dusted audiobook. That's me, like acting like I didn't write it. I'm just like, wow, this is so good. I love it.
I know that this chat convinced anyone who's going to watch this video down the road to pick it up if they have no idea. So, all right.
Amazing.
This was really fun. Thank you, Lyla, for joining me.
Thanks, Kelly.
And I was like, how do I sign this out? I will see you guys next time. Read Done and Dusted. Bye.
Yee frickin' ha. Bye.
Oh, yeehaw. Bye.